If Ukraine's most advanced air defenses can't even stop the Iskander-M's deadly maneuvering strikes, how many more cities will be reduced to rubble before the world realizes just how vulnerable Ukraine truly is? In June 2025, Ukraine endured one of the deadliest series of strikes since the invasion began. On the night of June 17th, 28 civilians were killed when a Russian missile strike partly flattened a 9-story apartment block in downtown Kyiv. Eyewitnesses described fireballs and thundering blasts as rescue teams crawled through the ruins, pulling bodies from crushed concrete. 3 people died and 22 were injured in Kharkiv just days earlier when overnight Russian rockets turned residential blocks into charred rubble. Across the country, schools, hospitals, and even metro station bomb shelters were hit in the multi-wave attacks. The only common thread among these atrocities was the likely culprit: Russia's fearsome Iskander-M short-range ballistic missile system. Even the Kremlin's own media flaunted footage of Iskander missiles shredding Ukrainian drone launch sites in Sumy and Kharkiv. These precision rockets have become synonymous with utter annihilation, striking with no warning, as terrified Ukrainians have come to know all too well. Observers noted the uncanny precision and power of these strikes. In Sumy region, the Russian Defense Ministry publicly acknowledged that an Iskander-M missile hit the city of Konotop, blowing out whole apartment facades. Local officials reported no casualties in that strike, a rare sliver of luck, but said entire multi-story blocks were left uninhabitable. Elsewhere in Kyiv, officials counted nearly 27 impact sites, from apartment blocks to power stations, with dozens more wounded. Russia even boasted online videos of Iskanders vaporizing drone launch vehicles in the north. Ukrainian commanders warn that modernized Iskander-M missiles now carry radar decoys and unpredictable flight paths, making them much harder to track. Ukraine's Air Force spokesperson noted that in a recent citywide strike, only 6 of 9 incoming Iskanders and other ballistic missiles were intercepted. 2/3 is a high figure, he conceded, but Russia is improving its weapons. Technically, the Iskander-M is a marvel of precision destruction. Each road-mobile launcher carries 2 solid fuel missiles, Model 9 M723K1, that can be targeted independently and fired within seconds of each other. Before launch, coordinates are uploaded via satellite or UAV reconnaissance. Once airborne, the missile uses a combination of inertial guidance and an electro-optical DSMAC system to home in on its target. In practice, this means the missile's onboard computer can receive real-time images from AWACS or drones and compare them to preloaded target photos. When the final dive begins, the weapon seeker locks onto streets, rooftops, or roads, steering the warhead with supersonic speed directly into the intended aim point. And one simulation, analysts noted that 2 different warheads, one cruise and one ballistic, can even be fired to arrive simultaneously, further overwhelming defenses. In short, an Iskander does not go off course. It finds the target. What makes the Iskander-M especially horrifying is its flight profile and countermeasures. Unlike older ballistic rockets, the Iskander flies a low, flat trajectory and is controlled throughout its entire flight. It does not simply arc out of the atmosphere. It stays below about 50-kilometer altitude and even performs high-speed evasive maneuvers during descent. In the final phase, the missile releases chaff and radar ghost decoys, creating multiple false radar targets. Tiny gas dynamic thrusters and small fins constantly tweak its course, giving each missile an erratic wriggle on radar. Ukrainian air defense experts say this quasi-ballistic, zigzagging flight path is a nightmare for systems like Patriot. The computers simply cannot predict where to intercept a missile that suddenly turns or drops altitude. Ukraine publicly admitted that Russian Iskanders in recent barrages were out of the shooter's comfort zone, flying not in a straight line, but maneuvering in flight, making Patriot missiles miss their mark. Then comes the ultimate fury, the warhead's impact. Each Iskander-M carries a massive 700 to 800 kilogram payload. Russia offers an assortment of warheads, from high explosive fragmentation to fuel-air thermobaric charges and cluster munitions. A single hit can devastate an entire city block. High explosive fragmentation heads send concentric blast waves and shrapnel tearing through walls and people alike. Fuel-air warheads ignite enormous fireballs and shock waves that consume all oxygen, effectively vaporizing structures in an instant. Cluster warhead variants scatter hundreds of bomblets over wide areas, shredding personnel and equipment. The result is often described in media accounts as total obliteration. One attack partly flattened a Kyiv apartment tower, and rescue teams pulled multiple charred bodies from the debris. Photographs showed cars crushed under collapsing concrete, bedroom furniture turned to blackened splinters, and neighbors wailing amid piles of personal effects. In Kharkiv and elsewhere, buildings were found burned out and reduced to rubble, as if by a giant hammer. Investigators later confirmed that even reinforced structures could not withstand the blast. Walls split open in clean lines, entire floors pancaked under the blast pressure. The Iskander's power is frighteningly validated on the battlefield. In Ukraine, it has repeatedly destroyed even military sacred cows. In March 2024, an Iskander missile incinerated 2 U.S.-supplied Patriot air defense launchers near Pokrovsk. Just days earlier, a Russian sortie used an Iskander to annihilate a Ukrainian HIMARS multiple rocket launcher near Donetsk, the first confirmed loss of that system to date. These are not flukes. Russia's own reports boast over 1,400 targets struck by Iskanders as of early 2025, from radar stations to fuel depots. On March 1, 2025, a wave of Iskander strikes on a training base near Cherkasy reportedly killed scores of Ukrainian troops. NATO analysts note the missile's effectiveness. One expert emphasized that by hitting high-value nodes, command posts, bridge crossings, ammunition dumps, the Iskander forces Ukraine to rebuild defenses at literally every echelon. The technical sophistication only adds to the terror. Each launcher is highly mobile, mounted on an 8x8 chassis, and can fire again within minutes. Targeting data can come from satellites, spy planes, or even drone streaming video. A data link can upload updated coordinates mid-flight. In one doctrinal scenario, Russian operators practiced launching a cruise Iskander and a ballistic Iskander so that they struck a target simultaneously, overwhelming counterfire. In combat, each missile's brain can communicate with spotters. The system reportedly incorporates drone guidance, like the Lancet, for terminal corrections, ensuring that even if a warhead initially misses, it can readjust. Meanwhile, its very hardware is stealthy. Radar-absorbing coatings on the fins and a low-altitude profile mean Ukrainian radars often see an incoming Iskander only seconds before impact. In sum, the Iskander-M combines nuclear-level blast power with needle-sharp accuracy, a chilling formula. As a U.S. defense official once warned, a conventionally armed SRBM like this can achieve goals that once only nuclear weapons could. For Ukrainian civilians, that has proven tragically true. There is often no warning siren or even a visible trail from the sky. Seconds before impact, survivors report hearing only a sudden roar and then the earth-hammering explosion. In one hit, a family's apartment simply vanished in a fireball, leaving their furniture smoldering on the street. The Kremlin's operational tactical weapon acts like a time bomb dropped from a missile. A playground moments ago, a crater of death a heartbeat later. President Zelensky has called these attacks brutal murders, and there is little disagreement. Each dawn now brings Ukrainians a fresh dread. The next flash and thunder could come anywhere, obliterating homes and lives before anyone knows to take cover. In the latest offensives, this is war epitomized, one of utter indiscriminate terror from the sky, delivered by the Iskander-M without mercy or warning.